Now, many of you might know that, now some of you might know that yesterday there were rumors of saying that NEO might be cutting 10 to 20% of their staff, which, ladies and gents, from the over 26,700, which we know as the total staff that NEO had at the end of 2022, this means that NEO was to cut somewhere between 2,600 to 5,200 staff, or those that are currently working at NEO, which though to some people might be, of course, a bad thing. To investors like us, this is good news, because this then mean that NEO will be saving the money or the salaries that they were paying to those people, and of course invest back into the company. Well, today we just read an article coming from CNF Post, who said and confirmed that, ladies and gents, it's appeared that it is 10% of the staff, meaning that 2,600 of the people that used to work on NEO might, of course, end up losing, of course, their positions, as NEO is strategizing and not only cutting the jobs but also cutting the projects that don't bring any money back into NEO for the next 3 years, or contribute to the company's financial performance in the next 3 years. So this is something that, to me, it is a good move by NEO, especially knowing at the kind of competition that the EV market as a whole is facing in China. You will know that in China at the moment there are so many EV producers or EV companies that are currently selling, of course, these EV cars, and most of them, they are selling cars that are being targeted to the mass market, meaning that almost everyone from lower to middle income earners, they can be able to easily afford those cars. Whereas NEO, on the other side, you will know that this is a premium EV car maker, meaning that they are targeting middle to upper class kind of like people or consumers in China, which makes it a bit difficult, because their market, or the kind of market that NEO cars is targeting, does not have a lot of people, which is why, to get the numbers that NEO is getting, to me, I think this is a good thing, which is why I said even those over 16,000 deliveries that we saw NEO producing or delivering for the month of October, those are good deliveries, looking at the kind of market that NEO is at. I mean, of course, those car companies who, of course, are selling big numbers, or that sold big numbers like XPeng during these, of course, the October deliveries. This is mainly due to the fact that, of course, they're selling cheap EV cars when comparing to NEO. But when it comes to technology and premium, you know that NEO, it's at the top of the food chain, which is why it makes them special. So this 10% job cut that NEO is apparently introducing, that is expected to, of course, be completed around now in November, it is a good strategic move by NEO, and also, as I've said, it will bring in more revenue. It will make NEO to, of course, retain more money, and of course to know that they are also cutting the projects that don't make financial sense in the next coming 3 years. It is also a good thing, because it means that the kind of projects that NEO will be implementing and doing are the kind of projects that will bring in money into NEO, will generate some good revenues into NEO. And of course, these are some of the projects are, of course, the sub brands, or the 2 sub brands, which, as per this letter, or as per the letter that CNF Post obtained, it clearly indicated or stated that the 9 core products of the 3 brands will be scheduled, or that those projects will continue as per the schedule, meaning that the 3 sub brands that they are talking about here, I think it's mainly NEO, Alps, and Firefly, as those are the projects that, of course, will entail NEO having 2 sub brands, namely Alps and Firefly. And you will know that Alps, ladies and gents, the vehicles are supposed to be range price-wise between 200 and 300,000 RMB, whereas Firefly is around 150 to 200,000 RMB, which, to know that NEO plans to continue with that or with those two projects over and above these projects that we are seeing them doing onto NIO, makes me to be really excited, because those are the brands that, ladies and gents, might bring serious competition to EV makers, or to most of the automakers that are right now catering for the mass market, like Xpeng, because the technology that NIO said will be on those cars, ladies and gents, it will be of top notch. And the good thing is that both those two sub brands will be utilizing, or might be using, the battery swapping station technology that we are seeing NIO, of course, using, especially to those that subscribe to BAR. So this makes me to be really excited, and I think the strategy that NIO is doing probably will save them a lot of money and make them retain some good profits, because, ladies and gents, you'll know that with the NIO brand, one thing for sure that we know in 2024 is that NIO does not plan to launch any new model on their 8 existing models that they are selling in NIO now. They might just introduce upgrades, meaning that maybe software upgrades and those kind of things, but the vehicle itself, it will still remain the same, meaning that NIO in itself, there won't be any new vehicles that will be released next year. But we know that the second half of next year, NIO, ladies and gents, will unveil or start with the deliveries of their sub-brand model, namely Alp. So, ladies and gents, like I said, deliveries are expected to begin second half of this year, which that is a catalyst to NIO, because, ladies and gents, that model will capture some of the, of course, consumers who are, ladies and gents, or whose their brackets are the mass market, of course, bracket, which makes me to be really excited, because, ladies and gents, it is going to introduce some very good competition to the mass market segment. Though these vehicles will be premium, but the price wise, they will challenge your Xpengs, your Zaka, those other Aito, those other EV competitors that are out there. They will be challenged by these, of course, the brands that NIO plans to introduce or start selling next year in the second half of 2024. So I'm very excited about this. But of course, otherwise, before I forget, the households, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. I really appreciate if you can just hit the likes button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about NIO not only planning to cut 10% of their workers, but also pause a bit on the projects that don't generate them income, or that don't make financial sense in the next coming 3 years. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Many of you, or some of you that have been on this channel for some time, you will know that NIO is one of the stocks that I talk a lot about, because I believe in the fundamentals, their future prospects, and those that remain long and strong onto this NIO stock. I personally believe that they will be rewarded in the longer term. The short-term headwinds of the share price, I think it will go away as NIO continue improving financially, meaning that each and every quarter when they report their financials, I personally believe that when those financials improve, NIO share price will also improve. I mean, Q3 earnings are expected to come soon, though date NIO has not officially confirmed it. But I believe that from now in Q3, things should start looking better for NIO, and hopefully the share price also responds positively to that. Otherwise, that's all from me. And I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy NIO for the very first time, it is always good that you do your own due diligence, so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me. And I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And God bless you all.